So could you just first start by telling me all your responsibilities in the newsroom?
So responsibilities in the newsroom. My day usually starts about 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. I come in, I get ready, and then I report traffic for the early shows. Paired with the producer, she creates the graphics for me, and I tweet out Facebook, Instagram, all of the different traffic issues with Metro updates and all that. And I usually have hits every 10 minutes between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. And then after that, usually I do feature reporting from 9 to 11 for Good Day DC. So you were just out with me on a shoot. We went to the observation deck. It's a new place opening in Arlington. So kind of whatever's hot and new and going on we'll cover. Or I'll do all of our cooking. I have my own cooking segment, Cooking with Como. So we host different restaurants and chefs where they can show, maybe it's National Rosé Day or National Cheese Day. We'll feature that kind of thing. And on Fridays, I anchor the early 4 a.m. show with Wisdom Martin, and I fill in an anchor on Good Day DC. Oh, and when Kevin McCarthy's out, I do his celebrity interviews for him if he's traveling to London for a press junket or something like that. So it's a really fun job because it's a lot of different roles.
Great. And were you always the type of person who was a news gatherer, or how did you come to love breaking news?
So growing up, my dad is a social worker and he loves current events. So I grew up in a house where everybody read the newspaper and talked about current events. So I thought I was going to go to law school. When I got to college, I doubled in English and journalism, but I didn't love the law firm I was interning with. So I had kind of a part-time job where I was a legal assistant, more so than an internship. So I started interning at the CBS 3 affiliate in Philadelphia, and I loved the breaking news. I always felt like I want to know more and ask questions, so it just seemed like a natural fit.
So you said like your parents had a big impact on that.
Yes.
You think if it weren't for them always reading news to you and everything, you still would be in this career path? Or
I think I would have ended up here or in PR and something like that because I just enjoyed people and talking to people and getting their stories. But it definitely helped to have that early exposure. It got me in the mindset of always, being interested in what was happening around me.
Cool. And how did your past experience, like interning at NBC and CBS, help to enhance your broadcast journalism career?
So I actually got my first job from my NBC 10 internship. It was my second internship. That's why I always say internships are so important because they let you know if you're really interested in doing it. So I started as an overnight weekend assignment editor at NBC 10, and then I was a production assistant as well. It was bad hours, it was low pay, but I loved news and I knew, I had a vision of where I wanted my career to go, and I knew any foot in the door was better than not having the chance.
So having to work weeknight shifts and everything, working late, I'm sure you had to sacrifice a lot, social life and everything. So
absolutely. My first full-time job at 23 years old after the PA and the weekend overnights was a year of full-time overnights from midnight to 9. And I was in my early 20s. All my friends were still kind of going out and having fun. And it was worth the sacrifice because it got me to where I am, and I was happy with it.
So going off of that subject of having to be a hustler,
right?
What do you think is more important in the field, education or hustling?
I think a combination of both. I think you need the degree, obviously, and you need to be well educated in what you're doing. So getting successful grades in your college classes really helps with being a hustler, and getting out there doing the internships. Networking is so important. You're making a great impression at this internship. You go out, you're interested, you're engaged, you're offering to help, so you're going to make a great impression here. So if a job comes open, they're going to be more interested in someone they already know, I personally think, than somebody they don't. So always making that connection and putting your best foot forward and just trying as hard as you can, even when it's an internship or a class, I think really speaks volumes.
Okay. And knowing what you know now, what would you have told your 16-year-old self?
Oh, geez. 16-year-old Erin. Not to get discouraged because this business can be really hard. And I know when I was first starting out, I worked behind the scenes for 6 years before I switched to on-air work. And I loved it and I worked really hard, but I also think I would have told myself to stand up for myself a little bit more, because I think when you're new and you're wanting to make a good impression, you work really hard and you work really long hours, but you also need to know how to handle different personalities and people. So I think telling 16-year-old Erin to have more confidence going forward, because when you're 23, 22, and 21 getting your first job, it's really easy to be intimidated, but you just need to know that you're smart, you're worthy to be there, and to just, stand up for yourself.
And wrapping it up here, what is the best part of being an anchor?
Oh, I just love telling people stories, and I love that every day is different, and you never know. Yesterday I spent the day with the Caps players on the bus in the parade, and today we were just out covering some cool stuff and just Metro delays. So you never know what your day is going to hold, and it's just fun to be a part of the community and be able to take someone and tell their story and share it with the world is awesome.
Okay, thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you.